followership in Nigeria has a challenge, and what this paper is trying to analyze is to encourage more followership representation in our national life. In the abstract, basically, I will just read a line. The development of any society is the interplay between man and his environment. And what we're actually saying here is the contribution in every given society is not just embedded in the leadership only, but the followership as well. And I also like to streamline this, because I have a very short time to present. I also like to streamline this into discussing what followership is all about. Followership is the response of people in subordinate position to those in senior ones. It's a social relationship between the leader, followers, and the group. It is not subversiveness or passive obedience to others. Rather, it is a process whereby followers engage in constructively critical thinking and interact with and support the leader to help to achieve a task. Well, this goes further to say that for you to have an effective follower should be able to reflect, adapt, and take responsibilities for their own actions. Once the follower has understood a decision and had their questions answered satisfactorily, they should back the decision of a leader or group wholeheartedly. And in creating such an environment, basically, a leader should be prepared to explain why certain things happen, to be able to give account of what his responsibilities are to the follower, welcome challenging questions, seek regular feedback from members of their team, delegate responsibilities, utilize the expertise within their team, lead by example, know their team adequately, and share credits with their team. I would like to summarize this because there is this negative syndrome that actually exists in between the followership in Nigeria. It's very difficult for you to see that sphere of our national life being able to contribute enough in our daily activities. Why? Because that human nature perceived by us that there's nothing good about this nation, we're always going to be backward, we have a lot of challenges, there's no hope for the youth in Nigeria, there's no hope for anybody, and so on and so forth, has affected us a lot. And if you look at where this problem is coming from, you also want to look at the family unit, which used to be in those days the basic essence of developing the leaders of tomorrow, and has failed woefully. So what we are trying to look at in this paper is for us to conscientize we the followers, to be able to see that we have a collective role to play in developing this nation, in achieving good governance, in achieving our developmental goals, and in changing the perception of what the outside world have about Nigeria. So whenever you travel outside the country, what do you sell? What kind of information? This actually rests in the hands of the followers, not the leaders. And from this attitude change, the leaders will be able to have a different perception of what they do with our resources, what they do when they are at the helm of the affair. And they should know that they have followers that are very, very conscious of what they are doing, and so on and so forth. And it goes further also to look into leadership role to the followers, so on and so forth. As soon as the corrected copy is done, I'll be able to send that across via email to everybody to look, and also add your contributions to it as well. Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman.
Why not? Is it valid?
On the paper? On the paper?
The question is based on this thing now. Okay.
You ask her to put
Okay, ask the question. Yeah, off camera.
No, I
Ask.
just want to find out. There's something that I want to know if perhaps you have a good leader, and then the person leaves. Okay, he was heading a particular organization, and the person leaves, and there's nobody to step into his position. Is the problem with the leader or with the follower?
It is with the entire system. Let me tell you something, basically. Leadership positions are fueled by the followership. Without the followership, nobody will aspire to become a leader. And a country where things are working effectively, you won't be lacking in getting someone to fill or occupy a position. I'll give you an example. Recently, the Federal Reserve chairman, or rather chairman, was changed in the US. That is a very big position to hold in any nation. But because the country is spending a lot of resources in developing their people, it is very difficult for you to have a problem in getting people into such positions, because when everything is right, I don't think they will fail in leadership. You won't be found wanting when it has to do with making choice, because a nation that invests in the youths of tomorrow will not be looking for people to lead their nation.
In essence, both of them share the problem, the followers and the leader.
Yeah.
I think that's why you said that it's the entire system.
I think so. I think I'll get a better camera because I need to host this by, say, Monday or Tuesday.
Another time.
Another timeline. Another timeline.
If I may,
Because that is part of all the content I'm looking for. That is part of the content we're lacking on our website. The website says everything about us.
So would it be audio or video?
So the paper is very, well focused because talking about
can I cut?
Yeah.
Can
Right.
I cut?
Cut.
Should I cut?
Cut. Yeah. Just give it to me. I can